you're going to get 3 balls of clay passed out to you, and you want to set one of those balls of clay aside for your extra stuff. We're going to make the body first, so you want to set a ball of clay aside for the legs, the ears, the nose, eyes, all the details. So set one of those 3 balls of clay aside, and then you're going to take your first ball of clay and make it a nice smooth ball. You're going to put your thumb or your pinky, I like to do my pinky in there first. Squeeze my pinky in there, and then I'm going to move my first finger and my thumb onto the clay, and now I'm going to gently squeeze out a pinch pot. Now, the clay that I'm working with should be plastic, but it is cracking, and if it's cracking, that means that it's leather hard. So if I have more clay, I'm going to get a different piece of clay. If I don't have more clay, then I could always put a little bit of slip on there and smooth that out and try to get rid of some of those cracks if it's not too bad. Now the more you play with the clay, the moisture from the clay gets into your hands and you pull it out of the clay. So you make that, if you sit there and just squeeze the clay over and over and over, you would turn that plastic clay into leather hard clay, which is not easy to work with. So we want to get some fresh clay. You should start off with a plastic ball, but if you turn it into leather hard, I'm going to make you fix that yourself. Then I'm going to take my ball of clay again, and I've got a nice plastic one, and smooth out my details here, roll it up, put my thumb in there again. It was kind of hard to push into the last one. This one's way easier because it's plastic. I'm going to smooth out my creases as I go, and now I'm going to put my thumb inside and my fingers on the outside, and I'm going to gently press from the bottom first. I'm not going to press it thin all the way at first. I'm just going to gently go around, and my left hand is turning that as I go. Now there's a little crack there, but this is still plastic clay, so I can just easily smooth that out. It's not a problem. It's not nearly as dry as the last piece. Just keep on moving that around. My left hand is rotating it, while my right hand is squeezing it out. Now what you want to do is make sure that the lip, the top of the piece of pottery is called the lip, the bottom piece is called the foot. So the lip of this pinch pot, which I just made, needs to be no thinner than my pinky or thicker than my thumb. So that's the rule of thumb. No thinner than your pinky, no thicker than your thumb. Then I'm going to tap it gently on the table, not too hard, because I need a nice flat surface to attach my other piece of clay. pieces, 2 pinch pots about this size. Then you're going to rough up the surface of the clay by scoring it with a sharp tool. It could be a fork, or this is one of my carving knives. Then I'm going to add my slip and make sure this piece is the same size. This one's a little bit bigger than this one, so I'm just going to squeeze that out just a little bit. Now if I make the rim of this too thin, if I make it really thin like this, that is not going to work. That is really going to be a problem. So I can either, if it's really plastic, I could start over, but if I keep playing with it, I'm going to make it dry. So I'm going to just take this and fold it under, fold it over a little bit, so I can get a nice thick lip there, and then smooth that in. And then tap it on my table a little bit. Okay, still a little bit thin right there. So I think I'm going to squeeze those together and smooth that out a little bit more. I need to have a surface there to actually score into. Let's measure it. Now it's starting to match up to the other one pretty well. So now I'm going to score this one. And add my slip. And then put my two pieces, join my two pieces together. Take my blue-green smoothing tool and smooth in my connection so those two pieces blend in nicely together. And there I have the body of my animal. Now if I want that body to be a little bit longer, I can carefully, want to make sure that my connections are really in there nicely. And while it's still plastic clay, I can manipulate that a little bit by kind of squeezing it together here, gently, just a little bit at a time, to make it a little bit longer if I needed a longer body, and then smooth that out. Okay. Body of my animal. now.